Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Obviously, with Call of Duty Next today, we got a ton of reveals and announcements. We already covered the bulk of the Warzone reveals and announcements. We got word that Blackout is coming back. Avalon is, in fact, going to be a Warzone map. Covered that in a full video earlier today. If you haven't caught that one already, feel free to go ahead and check that out. It'll be linked in the description below or on screen at the end of this video. In this one, though, I wanted to detail more of the gameplay announcements, the gameplay details that were revealed courtesy of Call of Duty Next, more so focused on Black Ops 7 as a whole. A lot of multiplayer stuff here, a little bit of zombie stuff, some global stuff as well, because we got a lot more announced today and very specific details that you might have missed in case you were, at work or school. Perhaps you were watching your favorite streamer play the game and not the main broadcast, or they were talking about some more specific details. So we've got quite a bit to break down here today. We obviously already know a good bit about multiplayer because of a bunch of the reveals that happened earlier on, this month and everything. So this is sort of stacking on top of that. And of course, the gameplay you guys are seeing is full-on Black Ops 7 beta gameplay from Espresso, who is at COD Next and was streaming that today. But with Omni movements, they have again reiterated that this is a refined Omni movement game. So you have a faster base sprint speed. Tac sprint is still an option through a perk, and you can chain up to 3 wall jumps. There are a lot of wall jump spots on these maps, but I mean, you'll watch gameplay. It's really not something that's utilized a lot. Watching a lot of these streams, and I was looking at as many different POVs as I could. Yeah, you had those one-off situations where you use a wall jump to your advantage, but this is not something like slide canceling or bunny hopping or jump shotting that you're using every single life as much as possible. It really feels more gimmicky. So for those of you who are really concerned about wall jumps being this obnoxious thing and crazy, ridiculous movement mechanic for Black Ops 7, I really just don't feel like it's going to be a huge impact on gameplay, or really even something I try and force myself to use, especially considering to have a full ADS when you're doing it, you have to have dexterity. That's too much of a crutch perk. Not a fan of that. So that's the base rundown on this updated Omni movement system. Something I'm really curious about, and they sort of mentioned this for Warzone as well, is that they're really focused on more weapon build variety this year. They want more iconic weapons to be featured. That we already got things like the Peacekeeper, the M8, obviously as a marksman, but they said there's going to be even more iconic weapons returning, but also there's going to be more brand new guns. We've got 16 all new guns coming at launch. They made it sound like if they were going to bring back weapons we'd already seen before in COD, they were going to be iconic Black Ops guns and not just random ones from previous games. Other than that, it's going to be all brand new guns. They really want an emphasis on that, but with more weapon build variety. I'm a big fan of hearing that. I hope to see it in execution, because this year, the builds were just so boring. I mean, multiplayer is the same 5 attachments. Warzone is largely the same 5 attachments. If you're using Gunfighter, it's an exact copy and paste for every single gun, regardless of what's happening there. So more weapon build variety is definitely a good thing to hear. I hope it's fully put into execution correctly. They again have talked a lot about featuring more to do this year. Weekly challenges are going to be a heavy focus for content. There's going to be attachment rewards constantly for these. They didn't really go all in on aftermarket parts or commit to that, but they said a lot of loadout based content every single week in every single season is going to have loadout gear as a reward, whether it be an aftermarket part or an attachment, a full-on new weapons, score streaks, field upgrades, whatever. Every week's going to have loadout gear to unlock through the weekly challenges, in addition to camos. Camos. They talked so much about camos in this in general. We'll talk even more about it later on into the video, but they said with the weekly challenges, there are going to be 2 camos every single season, including animated ones. There's going to be redacted camos that are likely tethered to Prestige Master or something like that. Event camos as well. Black Ops 2 camos are going to be returning as rewards, and they gave us a little bit of a sneak peek with some of those, and I gotta say they look fantastic. And they actually went all out and revealed all of the Mastery Camos for this game. So keep in mind, there's going to be single player camos. Yes, campaign, or really co-op campaign camos for the first time ever. We don't know how that's going to work as far as challenges and whatnot goes, but those are going to be in the game. I think those look phenomenal. Obviously, we've got our multiplayer camos as well, and the Masteries, they're pretty standard. The Zombies ones, and then also Warzone. And we actually now know what all 16 Mastery camos fully look like. So this was a big emphasis for them. It seems like it's going to be not just at launch where we have the Mastery camos to grind, but as we get into all the seasons with the weekly challenges and everything going on there, which I gotta say just seems like fantastic fantastic news. I've always said, you know, COD is a first-person shooter, so like operator skins are cool, but you're never gonna see those. Blueprints, they've designed terribly to make it so that if you change a barrel or a stock or something, it doesn't even look the same. Camos need to be at the forefront of rewards for this stuff because that's what we as players are seeing every game. It seems like they've heard that feedback, so I'm really excited for that element of gameplay. And by the way, I should mention as we're going through all the things that were detailed and revealed and announced here today at COD Next, if you guys enjoy this video, a like rating is always seriously appreciated. Helps grow the channel, share the video around, helps keep people more informed. And if you guys are new to the channel, you want to stay informed on a daily basis, I got you covered. So many busy days ahead with the beta right around the corner now. We're going to get actual hands-on. I'll have you guys covered for all the need-to-know info for that and beyond as we approach launch. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. We also got a handful of details about ranked. They just confirmed that this would be coming in Season 2 alongside Warzone ranked as well. But there are also going to be ranked camos every single season. Like I said a few seconds ago, camos. They are all in on this. It seems like that's gonna be a really big focus point, and I'm all for it. But ranked in Season 2, camos for ranked every season. Good news there. They also talked a little bit about some post-launch stuff, which is kind of crazy because we're not even at the beta yet, but beta, launch, post-launch, all gonna be jam-packed with content, and post-launch especially, they said post-launch, going into Season 1, we are going to see 7 new multiplayer maps debut here, which is a large number. They've already claimed Season 1 was going to be the biggest season of all time for Call of Duty. Now we've got specifics. 7 multiplayer maps, a brand new zombies map in Season 1, and 2 brand new survival maps for zombies in Season 1. That's in addition to the new battle pass, all the new guns that we're going to get there, the new weekly challenges, which will also include new guns, everything like that. So really hope that that's a trend. Now, I assume the numbers will change as we get to Season 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because they said Season 1 will be the biggest, so those numbers will be slightly less in the following seasons, but I hope it's close to meeting that content output, because if that's the case and we have quantity and hopefully quality, post-launch could be phenomenal here. If they're trying to, you know, go past what MW3 did and surpass that bar and the standard that MW3 set, that's how you start. They did also confirm, surprise, surprise, that Nuketown is going to be coming. They didn't actually say it was Season 1. They said shortly after launch. So probably like November 21st or something, like end of November, something like that. And it's going to actually be Nuketown 2025. So the Black Ops 2 version of Nuketown is going to be returning here for Black Ops 7, which is pretty cool there. Overall, though, I mean, multiplayer looks interesting. I'll give a more detailed thoughts and impressions video once the beta is out and I've had hands-on. I spent a lot of time already today going through a lot of different VODs of the streamers that were there at Next, getting their input, seeing how they felt about gameplay when it was live from various skill levels. I'll spend the next day or so analyzing stuff even more, and then obviously playing it right as the beta drops to get a better input here. But it seems like it's Black Ops 6, but good and slightly more futuristic. Like, I don't think this game is as different than Black Ops 6 as MW3 was to MW2. You're seeing a lot of similar gameplay designs, but the maps look better. Looks like they play better. The gunplay seems smoother and better. I think the movement without tac sprint is a much more seamless and smooth experience there. I'm optimistic about it for sure, especially multiplayer here. Zombies I thought was good in Black Ops 6. I think will be good in Black Ops 7. And Warzone at launch, little iffy, but throughout the year could be really exciting with Blackout and everything going on there. So, I mean, multiplayer looks interesting. It looks intriguing for what I'm trying to get out of it. I'm all for the grinds, though. That's what I look for COD, you know, a lot beyond launch. Like, I'll go through and I'll max my guns quick for loadout videos, so I have that information for you guys. I'll go through and get max prestige pretty fast and then just go throughout prestige master throughout the year. But having things to come back to, I'm really excited about. It seems like they're doing that well. Now, whether or not the gameplay is a hit or a miss, we're going to really find out here with the beta. But, you know, I'm excited for that stuff. Unfortunately, no mention of skill-based matchmaking, no mention of servers. We got some anti-cheat details that we'll cover in the next few days, but if you were expecting that, you were going to be disappointed. That's why, personally, I don't ever expect that. I'd much rather be surprised by them actually acknowledging it than hoping they will and being disappointed, because chances are they probably won't. But, like, if you're not a fan of skill-based in COD, it's probably not going to change for Black Ops 7. If you're not a fan of the servers for COD, those probably aren't changing much for Black Ops 7. If you just wanted Black Ops 6 to get better in terms of gameplay, have it feel smoother, play it with better maps, It seems a lot like what Black Ops 7 could be offering here. But that said, that's going to wrap things up. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like on it. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button on your way out. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.